Rain falls over an old apartment complex. Windows cracked, paint peeling, lights flickering behind curtains. A paper flutters down a dim hallway and lands against a door marked 3B. The camera zooms in, red letters printed across it. Eviction notice. They say money shows who you really are. But sometimes, what you do after you take everything from someone is what the world remembers most. Fatima Hussein had lived in that small apartment for 7 years. A single mother, working double shifts at a local clinic. Her son, Amir, 6 years old, was the only reason she could smile through the exhaustion. The neighbors knew her. Quiet, kind, always paid rent on time. Until one bad month changed everything. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and tell me in the comments section where you are watching from. Now let's begin. Mr. Conrad was the landlord. 48, sharp face, thinning blonde hair. He walked through the halls like he owned not just the building, but the people inside it. To him, tenants weren't families. They were figures on a spreadsheet. And when Fatima's name appeared under late payment, he made a decision that would destroy his life. She begged him in the lobby, hands trembling. "Please, Mr. Conrad, I'll have the money by Friday. My paycheck was delayed." He didn't look at her. Didn't look at her son standing behind her, holding her sleeve. He just said one line. "I'm not running a charity. 3 days. After that, you're out." 3 days later, she was. The snow fell heavy that morning. Amir's breath fogged in the air as they carried boxes down the stairs. A neighbor filmed quietly from their phone. No shouting, no fight, just silence. A mother's face breaking as she loaded the last box into a rusted car. That 43-second clip went online that night. The caption read, "Single mom evicted in the snow by her landlord after 7 years. 2 views in the first hour. 6 million by sunrise." The internet moved fast. Outrage. Hashtags. News reporters calling it heartless eviction. People found Conrad's social media, his business listings, and soon, his face, blurred but recognizable, was everywhere. He tried to post an explanation, said it was just business. But the word business became poison. People dug deeper, and what they found turned public anger into something else entirely. Old tenants came forward. Videos surfaced of broken ceilings, mold, ignored repairs, and someone uncovered his records. Illegal rent hikes, fake inspection reports, hidden tax filings. The man who evicted a nurse and her son was suddenly being investigated for fraud. Reporters swarmed his office. TV crews outside his gate. His lawyer begged him to make a statement. But Conrad was furious. "This is insane," he shouted. "I followed the law." The world didn't care about the law anymore. They cared about the woman in the snow. While chaos exploded online, Fatima stayed silent. She and Amir slept in a cheap motel room off Highway 7. She didn't talk to reporters, didn't want revenge. She just wanted peace. But silence has power. Because when she refused to speak, others started speaking for her. A journalist named Layla Cruz began investigating the story. She'd seen the clip, like millions of others. But something about it didn't sit right. She visited the old building, talked to neighbors, searched city records. And then, she found something strange. In a file dated 6 months before the eviction, Fatima's name was listed under a column titled, "Early Termination, Phase 1. Phase 1 of what? Layla kept digging, and that's when things turned dark. A former maintenance worker told her about hidden rooms in the basement, storage areas no one was allowed to enter. He said Conrad paid him cash to install new locks and cameras. A few nights later, Layla found an envelope under her office door. No return address. Inside, a single USB drive, labeled Building 14. She plugged it in. Dozens of hidden camera clips, conversations, office recordings, and one file named Project Haven. She played it. Static at first, then a man's voice, distorted, cold. "If she finds out what's under the floor, we're done. No one touches apartment 3B again. Not until it's moved." Layla froze. Under the floor? That same night, Fatima returned to the building. It had been 3 months since the eviction, but Amir had been crying for days. He'd lost his sketchbook during the move. She wanted to get it back. Just one small thing. A piece of home. She parked near the alley, rain pouring down. Most tenants had already moved out. The building was quiet, hollow. She used her old spare key. The door still jammed, just like before. Inside, everything smelled of dust and damp wood. Her footsteps echoed through the hallway until a noise stopped her. A creak, a faint metallic sound. Then, a voice behind her. "You shouldn't be here." She turned. It was Mr. Conrad. Eyes bloodshot, face pale. He was holding a crowbar. "They told me it was gone," he said, voice shaking. "The files, the evidence. But if you saw them, if you know what's under there." Fatima took a step back. "I don't know what you're talking about," she whispered. "I just came for my son's things." "You shouldn't have come back," Conrad said. Lightning flashed through the cracked window. For a second, the floor beneath them trembled, water dripping through ceiling cracks. The air heavy, almost humming. Then a sound from below, a metallic clang, like something moving. Conrad's eyes widened. He turned toward the floor and whispered, almost to himself. They said it was sealed. The lights flickered. Somewhere below, a low electrical hum began to rise. Then, a scream, sharp, echoing through the vents. Not Fatima's, not Conrad's, something else. By 2:17 a.m., neighbors reported shouting, then silence. Police arrived before dawn. They found Fatima's car parked outside. Keys still in the ignition. Driver's door open. But no sign of her or Conrad. In apartment 3B, the floorboards were cracked open. The air smelled of chemicals and burnt wires. And beneath the floor, they found something no one was supposed to see. Sometimes justice isn't blind. It's buried, waiting to be uncovered. Rain pours over the police tape outside Building 14. Blue and red lights flash across the cracked brick walls. Officers stand around the entrance, confused, whispering, because whatever was under apartment 3B wasn't on any blueprint, wasn't supposed to exist. The chief investigator pulls the tarp aside. A hole in the floor, concrete broken, metal panels underneath, leading down into darkness. The kind of darkness that feels built. No sign of Fatima Hussein. No sign of Mr. Conrad. Just a faint humming sound coming from below, and a trail of wet footprints leading down the steps. Layla Cruz watches from behind the barricade, camera in hand. She shouldn't even be here. But this wasn't just a story anymore. It was a secret someone died to hide. 2 days later, the building is sealed off. Authorities say it's unstable, unsafe. But online, rumors spread faster than the truth. People talk about the landlord's basement lab, human experiments, missing tenants. Every theory wilder than the last. No one knows what to believe, except Layla, because she still has the USB drive. That night, she sits in her dark apartment, watching the footage again. Pauses on a frame, a blueprint titled Project Haven, Phase 1. A floor plan of the same building. But beneath apartment 3B, another layer. A network of rooms. One labeled Containment, another labeled Observation, and one simply marked Subjects. She rewinds the clip. Conrad's voice plays again. If she finds out what's under the floor, we're done. And then another man's voice, distorted. She's already in the system. You just don't know it yet. Layla leans closer to the screen. The voice, the tone, it's familiar. A dim newsroom. The newsroom editor, gray-haired, weary eyes, leans back in his chair. He's reviewing the same footage Layla sent him. But he's not alone. Someone else is standing in the shadows behind him, watching. If this is real, this could ruin half the city's officials. We need to verify every frame. The figure steps forward into the light. It's Daniel Knox, the corporate investigator known for uncovering internal corruption cases. Calm, calculating. He studies the footage silently. It's real, and it's not the first one. He sets a folder on the desk. Inside, photos of other buildings. Different addresses. Same floor layouts. Same secret basements. Project Haven isn't about housing. It's about people. Midnight. Layla drives back to Building 14. Rain again. Always rain. Police tape flapping in the wind. The place abandoned now. She cuts through the side alley, flashlight in hand. Her breath fogs in the air. Every sound echoes too loud. The boards covering apartment 3B are still loose. She pries them open, slips inside. Dust, mildew, silence. But the hum from below is louder now. Almost mechanical, like a generator deep underground. She kneels beside the broken floor, shines her light down the tunnel. Concrete steps descend into darkness. And there, at the bottom, a faint blue glow. Layla hesitates, then climbs down. The air is cold, metallic, heavy with electricity. The walls are lined with old pipes and broken monitors. Cables snake across the floor. She walks slowly, every step echoing. The hum grows stronger. Then she sees it. A door made of reinforced steel. A keypad beside it. The label faded, but still visible. Haven Control Room. The keypad flickers to life, as if sensing movement. Layla reaches into her pocket, pulls out the USB drive. It's glowing faintly. When she plugs it into the slot, the screen flashes. Access granted. The door hisses open. Inside, rows of metal pods line the walls. Each one sealed with glass, filled with a faint blue mist. Inside some, shadows of human figures, still, silent, suspended. Others are empty, broken, wires dangling. A chill runs through her. The hum comes from a machine in the center of the room. Monitor lights blinking red and blue, heart rate patterns flickering. It's connected to something underground, something alive. A monitor suddenly powers on by itself. A video begins to play. It's Conrad, looking frantic, recorded days before the eviction. They said it was just medical research, just data collection. But when I saw what was under here, it wasn't research. It was replication, and they needed more subjects. He stops, breathing heavily. They marked her months ago. Apartment 3B wasn't random. Fatima Hussein was chosen. The screen glitches. Static. Then another image. A list of names. Fatima's among them. Next to her name, a word. Recovered. Layla steps back, shaking. Something moves in the shadows. A faint sound, like a slow inhale. Then another. She spins her flashlight toward the corner. One of the pods is opening. Steam rushes out. Inside, a woman's silhouette. Thin. Still. Barefoot. Her head lifts slowly. Eyes half open. Faint blue veins glowing beneath her skin. It's Fatima. But her eyes aren't the same. Fatima. The woman tilts her head. Her voice faint, distorted, like an echo. You shouldn't be here. The light flickers. Behind her, other pods start to hiss open one by one. Dozens, each with shapes moving inside. Human, but not. The generator hum rises to a roar. Alarms blare overhead. Red lights flash. Layla runs for the door, but it slams shut. She pounds on the metal, screaming, as a voice echoes through the intercom. Cold. Calm. Male. Containment breach detected. Initiate recovery protocol. Layla looks up, frozen in fear. The voice. It's Daniel Knox. Static cuts the audio. Her flashlight flickers. Footsteps approach behind her, slow, deliberate. She turns. Fatima stands inches away. Pale. Calm. Her eyes glowing. Bright blue. They said we were experiments. But we remember everything. Camera zooms in on Layla's terrified face. Then cuts to black. Justice didn't rise from the surface this time. It was buried beneath it. And now, it's coming back. The story continues in the next video.